I'm sure the vast majority of people that watch my videos knows what the First Amendment is. You know it. You don't need somebody to sit there and tell you what it is. All this stuff that's going on with Trump getting indicted, co-conspirators and all this stuff getting indicted. Guys, the First Amendment's fixing to be gone. It's fixing to be where me and you cannot speak up against something. You can't say, hey, I don't agree with that. It's already like that in a lot of stuff. If you don't agree with something and you speak your mind, you're immediately a racist, a homophobe, all kinds of stuff. I can't think of all the names that they call everybody if they disagree with somebody nowadays. If they convict Trump on these charges, that is setting it up to squash the First Amendment. It's setting it up that hey, you can't say that something's wrong with this election. You can't say that you disagree with this or disagree with that, because if you do, we're going to arrest you and charge you with treason. What is that? Do y'all know the word that is? I'll give you a second. It's communism. That's what it is. It's communism, where you're not allowed to say anything bad against the government. You're not allowed to disagree with anything. You do what we say and you do what we want you to do. That's where we're headed. And if they get this conviction on this stuff, guys, the First Amendment's going to be gone. It's already pretty much gone. We all know that on social media and things like that, the First Amendment's not there no more. But technically, like on YouTube here, people get mad because you don't have First Amendment. But if you're making money off YouTube, you're essentially working for YouTube. It's no different. Now, I'm not saying it's right. It's no different than when you go to work somewhere and you go against their company policies, right? And you get in trouble at work. I'm not saying that's right. But what's happening now, if they convict him on these charges, we are going to see mass rollout of, y'all remember the Truth Information Board and all that stuff that the government was trying to do during the pandemic? And you know how if you say something, they'll immediately take you down or take your money from you and all this and that if you're getting paid. Who remembers that, what was it, PayPal? They were going to start withholding some money, right? Well, they didn't do it, but they was going to start doing that. This is all setting up to take your First Amendment right. Because whether you want to admit it or not, if you voted for Biden, you voted for Trump, this last election was very, very strange. Very strange how the outcome come. Very strange how everything was reacted to the outcome of it following up to the inauguration. They're claiming that Trump is not getting in trouble for saying, hey, the election was rigged, I want the votes counted or this and that. They're saying he intimidated people, he coerced people, It's just to take your First Amendment rights away. They're trying to take your Second Amendment rights away, right? They're trying every day to do that. If they can get the First Amendment and the Second Amendment, you have nothing left here in America. Nothing. The rest of them will just fall. The rest of the amendments will just fall off. You've got people out here wanting to rewrite the amendments. They're saying all of them were set back in the old days. They don't mean nothing now. They're not up to date. They're not have nothing to do with today. Guys, did you ever think you would grow up in America? As we get older, we age. You think back to your grandparents, that fought in World War II, fought in Korea, so on and so on. When they passed on, if you're still lucky enough to have some alive, go talk to them. Because imagine what they witnessed coming up during that time to where we are now. It's nothing like it was when I was a teenager. It's nothing. America is nothing like it was when I was a teenager. It's not. And the people that think it's still the same, I don't know what to tell you. You've got your head up your head in the sand. Y'all know what I was fixing to say. It's not the same. Now, some people say change is good. The key to change, the only thing change brings about is change. That's it. You're not going to... Guys, our country is just in a mess right now. I don't see a way out of it. I don't. The only way out, and when I say no way out of it, is it's got to completely crash and start over. It really does. We were at a local pawn shop yesterday, and me and the man was talking that owned it. was talking about stuff, and this old man was standing there, a real old man. He's probably 80, 90 years old. He was standing there, he was listening to us talk about everything that was going on. And the man didn't say nothing until we got done talking. He said, I don't want to, interrupt here, but I have one word for what you're talking about, what's going on here. I said, what is it, sir? He said, communism. He said, that's what this is. We're headed towards a communist country. And he agreed with me that an election is not going to fix it. We're too far gone. We've got so much stuff going on in America right now that, would you want to be president? I mean, really, think about it. Would you want to be president? Some people say, yeah, I'll go in there and do this and do that. But you got to understand, you can't do it. You have to have Congress's approval. One thing we need to do specifically is we need to put term limits on senators, all this stuff. They need to have term limits. I'd say no more than 6 years. Not an age limit. I don't care if there's a 90-year-old congressman, but they should only be allowed to do it for 6 years max. I don't know. There's no way to fix this. We're losing our rights every time we turn around. They're taking something away from us. Or every time we turn around, they're labeling us as something else, and we're not allowed to label anybody else, but they can label us. You don't know to say yes ma'am, no sir to people because you might offend them. I mean, that's where we are in America now. They are taking our rights away. They are. And if you think it's a good thing that they're going after Trump, ask yourself, would you feel the same way if the roles were reversed and it was Biden going through what Trump's going through and he fought the election results? Would you feel the same way? Think about that. And if you say no, I'd like to know your reasons why you wouldn't. If Biden did the same things that they're accusing Trump of, would you feel the same anger towards Biden as you do Trump? I would like to know your thoughts on that. I know most people watch this as probably a Trump supporter, but if you are a Biden supporter, I want you to speak out. I would love to hear from you. Why are y'all so mad at this man? Why are y'all so angry and want him in jail? What did he do specifically to you or to the United States that this man needs to be in jail? I want to know. I want to know what he did. Let me know your thoughts on this. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Protect yourself and your family at all times. At that moment, you're the only person that can do it. And keep prepping.